listening to Combat Sports UK.
Combat Sports UK.
What's happening, fight fans? Welcome back to Combat Sports UK. My name is Chris Simpson. Before you watch the video, if you could just do me a massive favour and hit the subscribe button. We are trying to hit 2,000 subscribers before the end of the year. The more subscribers we get, the more sort of benefits we get from YouTube, so we can put out more content from you for you, and just bring you bigger and better stuff. And we can keep bringing you more and more interviews with the best talent that the UK and the world has to offer. But without further ado, I am joined by BMF champion Rachel Traverse. How are you doing?
Are you all right?
Yeah, I'm good and really excited to have you on because, like I said, over the last year and a half, it's kind of been a career that I've been watching intently and kind of keeping an eye on. And then obviously you getting that BMF title was fantastic for you. For someone who's been in the game such a short period of time, it must have been a big confidence boost for you to think where you could possibly end up in 5 years' time.
Yeah, that was like just the main plan. I really wanted the title, but I also wanted to have enough fights under my belt to get it. I'd rather have had 4 or 5 fights and got the title that way rather than just having one fight and being handed a title. I think it looks a bit more better and all.
Yeah, exactly. And it kind of, I think it legitimizes the belt when you've got someone competing for it and who holds the belt, who deserves the belt, not someone who's had 1 or 2 fights, has looked quite good and they've got the title, but you've really kind of taken over the women's 125 division. This is your first title defense heading into BMF against Elsa Cervezo. It's a big step up for yourself, someone who's got a lot of experience. I think this will be her 16th amateur fight. Was it important for you to get someone of this level for your first title defense?
Yeah, I think every girl that I've fought has always just been that little bit better each time. So he just pushes you more each fight camp to just get a bit more improvement. So when we saw her like record and that she had stand up and ground game, it was just a no-brainer. It was just a really good fight to take as an amateur.
Yeah, definitely. I think you get a bit more of a different look when you're bringing someone in from a country that's not yourself as well. They have different ways of training. They have different things that they focus on. And I've seen people come over from Spain and they've got quite good wrestling and they're quite good at keeping their distance in terms of rangy strikes. So are you expecting her to bring you a lot of different problems?
Yeah, I think she's got some good kicks. I've seen that she's done a bit of taekwondo and stuff like that. So I think she'll be good for standing up, kicking and stuff like that. But that's my game and all. Like, I love kicking and I want to actually get a fight where I can show my stand up because it just seems to be going down every time, which isn't necessarily my main part. Like, that's just something that I've been working on a lot over the past, like, 2-3 years.
Yeah, well, we've seen that you've had 3 first-round finishes. I think they've been in a row as well, haven't they? 3 first-round finishes in a row now?
I've got 4 first rounds.
Oh, that's ridiculous. In terms of for 125ers as well, it's you don't see that many first round blitz finishes. It's more later on you'll see the finishes where stuff starts to wear on them. That must give you a lot of confidence that you're getting people out there within the first couple of minutes.
Yeah, it's obviously it's great confidence, but I do want to try and get into like a heavy fight and like get into the more rounds of like getting down. Like, I really enjoyed the fight that I had where it was like 3 rounds because I was taking it more slower. We wasn't blitzing it in. We wanted to see how I'd react over like 3 rounds. So I want to show that I can get into the deep waters and I can scrap and I can do like the 5 rounds that it takes for a title. But whether it'll take that, I don't know.
How's the preparation been this time round for prepare? Because I know you prepared for 5 rounds last time, but preparing for this fight, which, like I said, against someone who's got a lot of experience and a lot of cage time, how's the preparation been for the 5 rounds this time round?
It's crazy because at Fighter Blueprint, like the rounds we do all the time, because we've got Yeon, we've got Clamp, we've got like the professional fighters in our gym, so they're already fighting 5-minute rounds. So like we're sparring 9 times out of 10. We could be doing like 8-9 rounds of 5-minute fights. So it's just, I'm more than fit enough to do 3 minutes in a cage for 5 rounds. Before the last fight, I think the week before or 2, I was on like 8-9 rounds of 5 minutes and I was just doing it easy. And I'm sparring with the lads such as like, we've got Charlie Golden at the gym. He's an absolute beast. He's one of the best like training partners that I could have. he's just constantly, he's got a mint ground game, his striking's impeccable. So like I'm getting my head punched in, but then I'm also getting my legs tucked underneath me. And I've got to deal with it.
Yeah, certainly. I mean, I've got a lot of female MMA fighters that I'm close with, like Katrina Fisher. I'm close with her. I've got a good relationship with her. Simone Abley. I was there for the first few of Georgia Hackland's fights. And one thing they always say to me is the women's scene of UK MMA, it's quite difficult to get fights. Do you feel like that's why you've had to kind of go far and wide to get this next fight because it's been quite difficult to get you matched?
Yeah, we had that problem last year. So I had two fights to start, and then I got matched with a girl, Louise Bennett. She was a lot more experienced and miles better. It was a big jump to take the fight, but we wanted it. We're not ducking, so we took it. And week of the fight, she's pulled out, just disappeared, just went off the scene after saying that she was like one of the best. So she disappeared, which made that hard work because I missed that fight, but I had a fight camp, as we say. And then again, I had another fight a few months after with another girl from England. And 2, 3 weeks before the fight, she's pulled out, wasn't training. She said there was no excuse of an injury or anything. She just said, I've not been training. It's like, don't waste my time. Don't. I feel like it's really disrespectful. Like, I think if you've accepted a fight, us girls, like, we're putting the graft in. We're putting it in if you want a career out of it. So, like, I think, like, you just need to be respectful to each other and make sure you follow through with taking the fight. So, it is easier going with, like, some of the Spanish girls or, like, the Greek girls that I fought because they're just as game. They want to fight. They've put the prep in.
Yeah, definitely. I think from being in gyms and stuff and seeing people's preparation for fights, sometimes the fight camp's the most grueling, difficult part of it. The fight on the actual night's the easy part.
I say that all the time. I would rather fight every night in that cage than do my Thursday sparring with the lads. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, it's like I said, I've seen people broken in the gym, and then they've gone out there in on fight night and absolutely annihilated the guy or the girl, and it's been easy, and you've got them backstage, and they've been like, yeah, that just makes that awful fight camp worth it. So
Yeah.
yeah, I kind of understand your frustration when you've put yourself through a fight camp, you put yourself through the hard work and the little injuries that you get through fight camp, and then you don't end up getting to fight on the night. Very frustrating. So in such a short time, you've had these five fights and these five wins. Have you even really thought about what's next for yourself, like in terms of pro aspirations, or are you kind of just taking each fight as it comes and not looking too far ahead?
After the Yes Castro fight, the my not my last fight, the fight before, I got approached by HD Global, so I've recently been signed with them, which is for the we're for the long run. We want to go pro and stuff. So um I have thought about different aspects like Cage Warriors, PFL. Like one of them, I'd like to go down, and then the main goal is the UFC. It always is. Um, but I know that I'd like to do like maybe a Cage Warriors and like get the world title for that and like build myself up properly in a professional division too.
Yeah. You ever thought about IMMAFS, anything like that, Four Nations?
I've not really looked at it. I've seen a lot of girls doing it, and it is a good way to get a lot of fights. But I'm just I'm not actually paid much attention to it.
Uh, I think it's beneficial, but then I also think you're having so many fights in a short space of time. That's not a true representation of what your fight career is going to be.
Yeah.
Your fight career is not going to be a fight this day, a fight the next day, a fight this day with shin guards on and stuff like that. It's
Yeah.
kind of not an accurate representation. But if you wanted to bolster your record and get more fights, it is a good way to go. But when you look at people who we've had from this country in terms of female fighters in the UFC, we've had Kennedy Freeman, who's just signed from Cage Warriors, Molly McCann, Melissa Mullins. We've had so many good fighters. Do you think that you could be that sort of next wave of female English fighters fighting in the UFC?
Yeah, 100%. Like I'm training under Tom Blackledge. He's the best coach in the country. Like it's if we follow our game plan and I keep listening to everything he says to do, then it's gonna be it that has to be the route.
Yeah. So I don't know kind of what your relationship is with other gyms in the UK. One that I'm going to mention, and it's something I've fought for a while. A 125 title holder in Katrina Fisher up in Sunderland, Newcastle way. That could be a hell of a super fight, that, you know.
Oh yeah,
Is that something you've ever
100%.
thought about?
Yeah, I know it's been tried to get matched for a bit, so she did want to match us when I'd only had like 2 fights, but we were still getting ready with like the wrestling and stuff. I hadn't really fought a wrestler or anything like that, so we wanted to get our ground game tested and stuff like that first. I know we did mention it for this fight instead of the Spanish girl, but with her fighting on Rise and Conquer, I don't think she was available. It's not really sure, but I'm happy for the fight. Like it'd be one of the best fights in the country. She says she's UK number one. I'd like to prove that I'm the UK number one. So yeah.
Yeah, it's like I say, it's a good fight. It's a hell of a fight, that, and one that makes sense. Like I know you struggle to get matchups, Katrina struggles to get matchups, so it just makes sense in my head. But the fight game's not kind of as easy as that. Oh, you two should fight. So no, I
Yeah.
get. Let's journey back all the way to kind of the start. How did you kind of get involved in the sport of MMA? What kind of compelled you into competing and fighting?
So I've done karate from being like really, really young. Fought on like the England team, fought in Russia and stuff like that all around the world with it. So like it's been good. And then I did a lot of Thai boxing from being about 12. So you get your head contact with that, your knees to the head. Like I got like into that quite a lot. But it was just really hard to get matches. So like I could go like a full year without a fight, and it wasn't what I wanted. Like I wanted to be more active. And a lot of people had mentioned Tom being like such a good coach. They mentioned Fighter Blueprint and was like, you need to go. There's Becky Lewis training there. Um, she's like one of the main coaches. They was like, go train under her. Like you can't like you learning under the best. So I went there a few years ago probably, and I've never looked back. Like we just smashed out the ground game and stuff like that, and then we took our last fight last March.
Yeah, it's. Did you expect kind of to excel and progress this quick? We're only it's 15 months. Did you expect to be a title holder on one of the biggest shows in the UK within just over a year?
I didn't like to say I expected it because stuff can come up, like stuff can change, like you never know. But I knew what I wanted. Like I knew I wanted to be active. I knew I wanted to have a lot of fights. And I knew that I wanted a big amateur career before like going pro or anything like that. Um, so it is kind of like what I'd have aimed for at this point.
Yeah,
But
definitely. I think obviously with who your coaches are and the sort of connections they've got, do you think Cage Warriors and then UFC is kind of the progression that you're going to take?
yeah, I think that would probably be like the route that I will take because Clamp's done Cage Warriors, Yain's on Cage Warriors. We work closely, like the gym works closely with Cage Warriors with like our fighters anyway. It's a local show. You've got the shows in Manchester, London, Newcastle. It'd be nice to be able to go pro over here and then get like quite a lot of following, like a big crowd. I have a lot of supporters, so it'd be good to be able to get them to my professional fights and all.
Yeah, definitely. And in terms of the rest of the year, because I know you've got that fight coming up, and then we've still got like 5 months. What are you looking to achieve, and what have you got planned for the rest of the year?
Um, I'm hoping that I can get a few back-to-back fights because we're ready to take anything really. So after this fight, I'm sure there's an FCC, another BMF. I think there's another two BMFs. So I'm happy to take. Like we're looking to take just some fights anytime. We want another good 3, 4 fights if we can get them in.
Yeah, no, it's definitely. I don't think you're going to be short of promotions wanting to get you on because, like I said, you sell tickets, you've got a following, you've got exciting fights. People want to come and see you, and people kind of want to see what you've got to offer. But Rachel, I really appreciate you taking the time to come on. Like I said, it's someone that I've wanted to speak to for a while, and yeah, glad that we finally got to have a chat, and I've got to be able to kind of delve into your career a little bit more.
Oh, thank you very much.
Yeah, not a problem. So yeah, make sure that you do go check out Rachel's first title defense on BMF. It's going to be a hell of a fight and a real test to see exactly where she's at on a European level. So yeah, make sure that you do go check it out. Make sure you follow her on social media as well. I'll make sure all of her links are included. And once again, make sure you do subscribe to Combat Sports UK, trying to hit that milestone by the end of the year. But once again, Rachel, all the best for the rest of your training camp, and yeah, I hope it all goes well for you on fight night.
Thank you. Thank you for having me
Magic.
on.
Thank you.